I believed I had time, I believed I was safe. I believed my husband was far away and nothing could go wrong that night. I was wrong. I cheated with my ex while my husband was away, and I never expected him home that same night. Before I go any further, please subscribe to this channel if you listen to real-life relationship stories. These stories are painful to tell, but they are honest, and your support truly matters. My name is Natalie. I'm 43 years old. I was married for 15 years. From the outside, our marriage looks steady and normal. No loud fights, no public drama, just a quiet life built on routine and trust. At least that's what my husband believed. My husband, Eric, had gone on a short work trip. He left that morning with a suitcase and a kiss on my forehead. He said he'd be back late the next night. I waved from the doorway and told him to drive safe. I remember thinking how calm everything felt. That calm made me careless. My ex Ryan had been back in my life for a while, not in person, just messages, checking in, talking about the past, sharing memories we both pretended were harmless. I told myself it was innocent because we weren't touching, we weren't meeting, we were just talking. But emotional lines can be crossed long before physical ones. Ryan knew Eric was away. I never said it directly, but I didn't hide it either. When he suggested coming over just to talk, I didn't stop him. I told myself I deserved closure. I told myself I needed to finally end that chapter properly. The truth was simpler. I liked how he made me feel. When Ryan arrived that evening, my nerves were already shaking. I told myself I would keep control. We sat in the living room, we talked, we laughed, we opened a bottle of wine. The house felt different with him there, familiar in a way that scared me. It reminded me of who I used to be before marriage, before responsibility, before routine. I should have asked him to leave. I didn't. One decision turned into another. One excuse followed the next. I convinced myself my husband was hours away, maybe states away. I had time, I had privacy. I didn't hear the car. I didn't hear the door. I heard my husband's voice. Natalie. Everything stopped. Eric stood in the doorway, his suitcase still in his hand. His trip had been canceled. He decided to come home early. He wanted to surprise me. The surprise was mine instead. He didn't shout, he didn't throw anything. He didn't even ask questions at first. He just looked at us like he was trying to understand how his life had changed in seconds. Ryan froze, I froze. Eric turned around and walked out. I ran after him barefoot, crying, apologizing, begging him to listen. He didn't stop. He got into his car and drove away. Ryan left soon after. No words, no comfort, just panic on his face. Whatever we thought we had wasn't strong enough to face reality. I sat alone on the floor that night, shaking, knowing my marriage had just shattered. Eric didn't come home that night or the next day. When he finally agreed to talk, it wasn't to argue. It was to understand how something like this could happen in his own home. I told him everything. I didn't hide anymore. I told him about the messages, the emotional connection, the lies I told myself. I told him it was a mistake. He listened quietly, then said something that broke me. This wasn't an accident, he said. You made space for it. He was right. I didn't slip, I planned. I assumed safety because I assumed distance. That hurt him more than the act itself. He said he kept replaying the moment he kissed me goodbye that morning, wondering if I already knew what I was going to do, wondering if I smiled while planning to betray him. I had no answer that could fix that. We tried counseling. I hoped effort could save us. I promised transparency. I promised change. I promised everything. But trust doesn't rebuild just because you want it to. Eric became quiet, not angry, not cruel, just distant. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't leave the house without wondering. He couldn't look at me without seeing that doorway moment again. One night, months later, he said, I don't want to live like this. He wasn't asking for revenge. He wasn't trying to punish me. He just didn't want to become someone suspicious and broken. He filed for divorce. Friends asked what happened. Some blamed stress, some blamed temptation, some blamed distance. The truth was uncomfortable. I made a choice because I believed there would be no consequences that night. I was wrong. I didn't lose my marriage because I loved someone else. I lost it because I disrespected the life I had built. Ryan disappeared from my life completely. Whatever we thought we were chasing wasn't real enough to survive the aftermath. That's something no one talks about. The person you risk everything for rarely stays once everything is gone. I live alone now, quiet apartment, quiet nights, too much time to think. I think about how easily I convinced myself I had time, how distance made me reckless, how I believed secrecy meant safety. It doesn't. If you're watching this and telling yourself it's just this once or nothing will happen, please listen carefully. Distance is not protection. Time is not permission, and secrets don't stay contained. I cheated with my ex while my husband was away. I never expected him home that same night. And I learned that some moments don't just change your night, they change your entire life.